Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 12th, 2019. Today, I'm going to go look back on last night's two WNBA playoff games, look back on yesterday's baseball games, and look ahead to today's games. Thursday Night Football, pick tonight's game. A significant blow to a team in the NFL that was trying to win now this year, and my best bet of the day. Okay, WNBA playoffs, there are two games last night. The Chicago Sky kicked the ass out of the Phoenix Mercury. I was way wrong about this game. I thought that the Mercury would be competitive and perhaps win the game outright, but the big three of the Chicago Sky got the job done. 105-76 winners over the Mercury. Chicago moves on to take on the Las Vegas Aces. Diamond DeShields in her playoff debut had 25 points for the Chicago Sky. Courtney Vandersloot only had 9 points, but she also had 11 assists. Allie Quigley had 15 points, so the big three of Chicago did its job, and Quigley also had 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Brittany Griner got hurt in this game, and she only played 2 minutes in the second half. She had a knee injury. Only 6 points and 3 rebounds in the game. Shot 3 for 8. DeWanna Bonner had 21 and 6 boards. Shot 5 for 14. Brianne January had 12 points. Shot 3 for 7. So, none of their guys really, or girls I should say, stepped up without Griner, and that was ultimately their downfall. The Seattle Storm defeat the Minnesota Lynx 84-74, an impressive win for Seattle without Sue Bird and Brianna Stewart. Jordan Canada, a career high, 26 points for the reigning champions. And Natasha Howard only had 2 points, but had 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, Sylvia Fultz had 14 points and 11 boards. Natasha Collier had 19 points and 10 boards. And the rest of their team really didn't do anything. Although Danielle Dantas had 20 points and 6 boards. So, Minnesota had a nice run. Cheryl Reeves should be proud of what her team did. Chicago's coach ended up winning Coach of the Year over her, and I was fine with that because Chicago wasn't supposed to be good this year, so it's normally the team that overachieves, and so Chicago's coach, in my mind, deserved Coach of the Year over a team in the Lynx who pretty much underachieved this year, although they didn't have Maya Moore, although they still had Foles that could have carried them to like a higher seed, although Reeves did a great job this year, no doubt. And now the Storm will take on the Los Angeles Sparks and Candace Parker. The two games are on Sunday. We'll pick them on tomorrow's podcast. All right, baseball. We're going to go over yesterday's games and look ahead to today's games. On ESPN, the Braves defeated the Phillies 3-1. A big win for Atlanta. Their magic number keeps getting smaller. 91-56 on the year. Phillies 75-70. Dallas Keuchel the win. Zach Eflin the loss. Mark Melancon the save. Keuchel 6 innings, 3 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. ERA 3.35. Eflin 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. ERA 4.2. Orioles over the Dodgers 7-3. Classic letdown spot for the Dodgers. I should have known better and took the Orioles in this spot. 47-98 on the year. LA 94-53. Getting the win for Baltimore was Sean Armstrong, and Caleb Ferguson the loss for the Dodgers. John Means pitched well. Quality start. 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.47. That was his best start in a while. Ross Stripling 3 innings, 3 hits, and a run, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.4. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 8-0. The Red Sox are a team that just flat out quit. They dropped to 76-70. Toronto 57-89. Trent Thornton the win. Getting charged with the loss for Boston was Trevor Kelly. Wilmer Font, 2 innings, a hit, no one runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.77 as the opener. Thornton in relief, 5 innings, no hits, no one runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 5.04. Starting for the Red Sox was an opener, Bobby Pointer. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 7.88. The rest of the bullpen just stunk. The Mets over the Diamondbacks 9-0. A huge win for the Mets. The Mets have a golden opportunity here to steal the NL wildcard. The Brewers, I think, are toast without Christian Yelich. The Cubs are falling apart. They're missing Javier Baez. He has, I believe, a broken finger, so he's going to be out perhaps for the rest of the season. The Phillies don't have the pitching, I think, and obviously the Brewers don't either. But I think the loss of Yelich will haunt that offense eventually. And there's another one. Oh, the Diamondbacks, to me, quite frankly, aren't that good. They probably should have kept Zach Greinke. Although they couldn't get a better package than that, quite frankly. I thought the Astros overpaid for him. Meanwhile, Mets are 75-70. Arizona 75-71. Steven Matz the win. Robbie Ray the loss. Matz was sensational. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.84. Robbie Ray, 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, no walks, a strikeout, ERA 4.3. Funny thing about this game, the Mets, 9 runs on 11 hits on September 11th. You can't make this stuff up. Like, what are the chances a New York team ends up with 9 runs on 11 hits on September 11th? The 18-year anniversary of it. Like, that's just baseball. Brewers over the Marlins 7-5. The Brewers 77-68. Miami 51-94. Brett Sutter to win. Jose Urena the loss. Josh Hader the save. Zach Davies started for Milwaukee. 4 1/3 innings. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Rate 3.77. Pablo Lopez, 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.97. Nats over the Twins 6-2. Washington 80-64. Minnesota 89-56. Steven Strasburg to win. Martin Perez the loss. Strasburg 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.49. Martin Perez 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.89. Rangers over the Rays 10-9. The Rangers are 73-74. Tampa 87-60. Getting the win for Texas was Ian Gabalt. And getting the loss for Tampa, Colin Pache. Jose Leclerc gets the save for the Rangers. Yankees magic number down to 8 with Tampa's loss. Gerardo started for Texas. Ariel Gerardo. An inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 600 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 5.78. Kitteridge did not even get an out. Gave up 3 hits and 3 earned runs. ERA 4.83. Indians over the Angels 4-3. Cleveland is 86-61. LA 67-80. Carlos Carrasco to win. Dylan Peters lost. And Adam Simber with the save. Pluko 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. ERA 4.42. Carlos Carrasco came out in relief in this game. I guess they're going to use them out in the bullpen. Gave up 2 walks, struck out 2 in an inning and 2/3. His ERA is 5.35. He's just getting into things. So that's why his ERA is not very that good so far since he's come back. Dylan Peters, 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 4.83. Royals over the White Sox 8-6. KC 54-92. Chicago 64-81. George Sparkman to win. Reynaldo Lopez the loss. Ian Kennedy to save. Sparkman 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, and walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.94. Lopez 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, and walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 5.35. Athletics over the Astros 5-3. A big win for Oakland, 86-60 on the year. Houston 95-52. Brett Anderson the win. Josh James the loss. Liam Hendricks the save. They drop a half game beneath the Yankees. I'm talking about Houston in the American League home field advantage battle. Anderson, 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 4.07. Jesus Luzardo made his big league debut today. Yesterday. He was pretty electric. 3 innings, a hit, an earned run, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA of 3. He gave up the home run to Martin Maldonado. That was pretty much it. That guy's going to be an X factor for them down the stretch, I'd say. And for Houston, Jose Urquidy started 5 innings, a hit, an earned run, a walk, 10 strikeouts, ERA 4.76. 7-8. Rockies over the Cardinals 2-1. The Rockies 62-84. St. Louis 81-64. Antonio Sensatella to win. Dakota Hudson lost. Getting the save for Colorado was Jairo Diaz. Sensatella 6 innings, 4 hits and a run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 6.87. Dakota Hudson 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Pirates over the Giants 6-3. The Pirates 64-82. San Francisco 70-76. Getting the win, Michael Feliz. Logan Webb the loss. Felipe Vasquez the save. Dario Agrezel started 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and walk, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.91. Logan Webb 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, and walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.75. The Padres over the Cubs 4-0 on ESPN. Padres 68-77. Chicago 77-68. Chris Paddock to win. Cole Hamels the loss. Paddock looked like the Chris Paddock from the first half of the year. 6 innings, 3 hits, no one runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Cole Hamels 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.89. Mariners over the Reds 5-3. An interesting thing about this game is that Sonny Gray had a no-hitter through 6, and then he just self-combusted. Seattle 60-86, Cincinnati 67-79. Marco Gonzalez the win, Sonny Gray the loss, and Anthony Bass the save. Marco Gonzalez pitched well, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 4.3. Gray 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 2.8. And Yankees-Tigers was postponed to this afternoon. So they'll have a doubleheader. 1 o'clock is their first game. You have J-Happ and Matt Boyd. Second game, 4:35, CC Sabathia and Steven Turnbull. This should be a Yankee sweep. Turnbull stinks. Matt Boyd's overrated. J-Happ's pitching a lot better. And I think the second game, I suggest all you gamblers out there to take the over in this one. CC ERA 4.93 and Turnbull's ERA is 4.68. But Turnbull's just a loser. He's 3-14. And Sabathia's 5-9. So that's not great either. Or I'm sorry, 5-8. The rest of the 1 o'clock games, Diamondbacks Mets. Alex Young and Marcus Stroman. Brewers Marlins. Gio Gonzalez and Caleb Smith. 2 o'clock Royals White Sox. Jorge Lopez and Lucas Giolito. Cardinals Rockies at 3 o'clock. Miles Mikolas and Tim Melville. Surprised that the Rockies have won a couple games here against the Cardinals and pitched well against the Cardinals. Wonder if the Cardinals are just in an offensive funk right now. 3:40 Cubs Padres. Yu Darvish and Daniil Lemet. 3:45 Pirates Giants. Joe Musgrove and Jeff Samardzija. Talked about Yankees Tigers at 4:30. 7 o'clock Red Sox Blue Jays. Julius Chassin and Clay Buchholz. That's an over. And I like a little bit of revenge spot here for Cole Hamels against his former employer. So keep an eye on that game. At 7:15 on Fox. How about this? Fox has a couple games tonight. The Braves at the Phillies. So I guess we'll pick them. Julio Teheran and Drew Smyly going for these two teams. Phillies obviously firmly in the mix for the National League wild card. They're 2 back. The Braves are obviously very close to winning their division. This is a tough call. Julio Teheran's been very good this season. This is somebody that I think has not lived up to what the Braves thought he was going to be. Smiley's somebody that's come in and pitched very well for Philadelphia. So I would really like the under in this game, which is at 10. So I think the under is a no-brainer, but I have to pick straight up because it's a game on Fox. So I'm going to take Julio Teheran and the Braves to narrow their magic number yet again. So give me the Braves in a similar game at the last night, like a 3-1 type of game. Maybe like 6-3 can even get it done because the over-under's 10. And the other game on Fox is Dodgers-Orioles. And here in the metro area, we have the Phillies game. Rich Hill and Dylan Bundy. This is easy. I'm taking the Dodgers here. Return to Rich Hill. He might be rusty, so that's your argument for Baltimore. But fun fact, the Orioles with the win today can surpass their 2018 win total. So that's a thing to keep your head up if you're an Orioles fan, that you're going to pass your win total from a year ago. Although that's irrelevant, really, because the Orioles still stink and they have a long way to go before they're good. So I'm going to take the Dodgers here on the road. I think they bounced back after a tough loss yesterday. They're battling with the Braves for best record in the National League. So the Dodgers still have something to play for, but last night was just a classic letdown spot after clinching the division. So maybe I should have bet on the Orioles yesterday. So give me the Dodgers here on the road at Camden Yards. 7:40, the Nationals at the Twins. Patrick Corbin and Kyle Gibson. 8 o'clock, Rays Rangers. Brendan McKay and Colby Allard. Houston against Oakland at 8 o'clock. Homer Bailey and Justin Verlander. And Reds Mariners at 10 o'clock. You have Tyler Mahle in making his big league debut for the Seattle Mariners, Justin Dunn, one of the prospects they got back from the Mets in that Edwin Diaz trade that Robinson Cano was in as well, that the Mariners just flat out fleeced the Mets in. That's just a fact that was a fleecing. Especially if Kalinick turns out to be the next great young prospect superstar, a la Acuna and Aaron Judge and Chris Bryant, like all those guys. If Kalinick turns out to want to be one of those type of guys, then it's an L for Brodie Van Wagenen and the New York Mets. Okay, something I want to talk about real quick before we pick tonight's game between the Panthers and the Bucks. Sam Darnold has mono, and he's going to miss a couple of weeks. That is a big loss for the New York Jets. I think that they're in tank mode now and trying for perhaps a top 5 pick. Maybe they will put themselves in a good position to take a great edge rusher or Jerry Jeudy, perhaps. This is just a big, unrecoverable loss, in my opinion, for the New York Jets. That was a player on their team that they were ill afford to lose. And this was a guy that many people had as a breakout player this year in the NFL. Steven Lieberman said that he was going to be the breakout quarterback of the year. I just think that he is just so down on his Giants that he just thinks that it's all going to go wrong for them, and that's why he's probably predicted Sam Darnold to have a breakout year. Combination of that and a lot of people think that Sam Darnold was going to break out. It wasn't just him alone. They went out and got Le'Veon Bell and improved their team on paper, so that's why Sam Darnold was a popular breakout pick. But that just all went into the toilet today when it was announced that Darnold had mono. I feel bad for Darnold. And now their new starter is going to be Trevor Siemian. The line in that Jets game is now 6.5, 6 in favor of the Browns. And it's funny because the line was 2.5, and that paper that said what the quarterbacks are worth in the gambling market, Sam Darnold was worth 1.5. And so you would think the line would be 4. No, it looks like Sam Darnold is worth 3.5 points. Because that line went from 2.5 to 6. Or maybe he is worth 1.5 and all the bettors are just banking on the Browns because Trevor Siemian stinks. I know he had some moments with Denver, but those Denver teams are really good and had Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders and obviously the great defense that's still there today. But this guy stinks, and the teams that he was on in Denver were better than this Jets team. So this Jets team, I mean, if Darnold comes back, maybe they go like 5-11, 6-10, but they're gonna miss Darnold here, and there's like zero chance they pull off some upsets here against much superior competition in the Browns, Cowboys, and Patriots. And I think the Eagles are also on the schedule in the time that Darnold may miss. So if Darnold's back for one of those games, maybe if he's back for the home game against the Patriots, maybe they can steal one. But this is just awful for the Jets and their fans, and really the NFL, because Darnold, along with Josh Allen and obviously Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, are second-year quarterbacks that a lot of people expected to make a leap in year two from year one. So it's just a very big disappointment, not just for the New York Jets, but for the NFL in general. So tonight we have a big game in Carolina, in Charlotte, against the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The game will be aired on NFL Network, so I have no idea who will be on the call of the game. Maybe Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, because normally Fox has the rights, and it's not on Fox tonight. Baseball's actually on Fox tonight, but it's probably going to be the Fox team, because I vaguely remember that Jet-Brown game last year on Thursday Night Football was on NFL Network, and it was Buck and Aikman on the call. So it could be Buck and Aikman. It could potentially be Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. Maybe it's Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. But if I had to make a guess, I'd say it's Buck and Aikman on the call tonight. The Panthers are a 7-point home favorite against Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers. The over-under in this game is 49. The number's 7 in terms of the spread. The over-under is 49. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to win this game by a score of 34-17. I think Cam Newton's going to kick ass. I think the Panthers defense is going to kick ass. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a big day on the ground running the football. And a bet I absolutely love in this game too is the Carolina defense special teams to score the first touchdown of the game. I believe the odds are 17-1. And I would bank on that, because Jameis Winston's a pick-six machine. I could totally see a world where the Bucs offense is on the field in the first drive and that crowd's like really into it, and then he just throws a pick-six and the Panthers get up 7-0. So I love the Panthers. I'm taking the -7 as my play in terms of the against the spread or total. And again, 34-17 Panthers. I'm laying the 7. All right, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel today. Just baseball tonight, although I regret putting the Carolina Panthers money line on here. Yankees in their first game. The White Sox, the Cubs, the Giants, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Nationals, and the Astros. A shade below 40-1. I didn't make a big wager on it. I think I only threw like 16 cents on it. And payout of $6.69. That's it for the podcast today. Tomorrow, picks for the rest of week 2. College football week 3. Baseball. WNBA. Second round picks. And my best bet of the day. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.